Hey everyone, it is Throwback Thursdays. I got my throwback hat on and we're here to go. So back in '04, I came across an old U of A yearbook. If you want to see more of these pictures, check out my Facebook albums. This is Churchill Square being renovated at the time, but note the little pedway entrance there. That was never changed, and in fact, when they were talking about building the art gallery, there was an extension of the pedway closer to City Hall, which was turned down because of the cost. But instead, this entryway to the pedway was changed. Best Buy had just recently opened in Canada, camcorder tapes for sale, a locked up ghetto blaster, and this pedway by the Canadian Blood Services has always been jammed with junk. So this is the staff room at Cineplex where I worked, and there's a round table there because Nelly Furtado did not like tables with corners, so we had to get a round table and carry it up there so that she could use it for some event that was happening at the theater. The Sony store used to be in a major location at West Edmonton Mall. In fact, there were two Sony stores. The Working Fountain by the food court. This is a joint which eventually turned into Reds and Ed's now, but my first job was a hot dog vendor right outside the joint. And my first shift, the barbecue ignited on fire. Second shift, there was a guy that hit another person over the head with a broken bottle, blood all over the ground, and people were ordering hot dogs and taking my tip. We celebrated the baby's 1 month. In '05, we had some presentations in spirituality in religion class. Just a fun picture at work. These guys were driving around selling CDs for $5. And there was some logging event happening at the U of A. '06, it looks like Ralph Klein's era had just ended. This station land sign had already been around for many years as the color had already faded off. I had this frozen ice cream waffle thing. It was delicious. And the York Hotel was still there. We were cleaning up this neighborhood by the Queen community behind my church. Now is a community garden. Talk of building downtown east, or the quarters, which is still not done yet. Work is being done slowly though. This New Testament got me through university, and I had this with me in my bag at all times. This week in '07, a week ago, the Central Tabernacle had just been demolished after being put on the endangered building list in Canada. Got this bird's eye view of the U of A Faculty of Extension. The icon was being built. Whatever was left over of the old AGD building was being taken down and re-renovated. And I visited my friend who was in hospital to do a surgery. I went back to see him the next day. I guess I saw an inconvenient truth. I had a whole bunch of these Winnie the Pooh toys. We're clearing out one of the client's belongings at the homeless shelter because it was just sitting there for a very long time. Some Edmonton relics inside. '08, I found an old Edtel payphone. Century Park was still being built. Part of the old Heritage Mall parkade is still there. I had a cooking fest. There was this gigantic snowman outside St. Joseph College at the U of A. Kung Fu Panda was playing. '09, I designed the album for the Faith Rockstar winner Jeff Ng. There's a picture of all the restaurants at that downtown building that was burnt down. One of the casualties of the Jasper renovation project. And this is a really cool picture. I just really like the lighting on it. And I have a whole album of different angles of this sculpture from the works. Really neat, check it out. Went to the Gospel of John, which has been running by Alberta Lyric Theatre at the Jubilee Auditorium for quite a long time. In 2010, I went to a Good Friday service, drove by some really neat houses in Edmonton. I discovered this little monument at Faculty Saint-Jean. I visited the Truk Nam temple for the first time. It's like a Buddhist temple in the city, and I can't believe that's not meat. Lots of Buddhists from different Buddhist sects. I took a day trip to Elk Island National Park, and first time ever I saw a ton of buffalo, or bison, whatever you want to call it. While I was on that day trip, headed over to Vegreville to see the Pisanka, which actually spins in the wind, as well as the large sausage in Mundare. 2011, I did a music video for one of the Faith Rockstar demos that I recorded. It's called I Praise the Lord Yahweh When All Is Said and Done. 2012, I visited a women's prison, did my taxes, went to another Good Friday celebration, another Easter one at my church, and then this celebration of the Triduum for the baptism of my friend David Arndt. Did a little time lapse of ice flowing down the North Saskatchewan River. And 2013, last year, went to a choir rehearsal at Concordia, and you never see this ever. There was an empty laboratory for blood testing. Saw this funny sign, lost old Nokia flip phone, clearly not valuable except to owner. If found, please call this number. Added a little bit more beautiful cooking. This happened at Wested. This is a strange product placement. I don't know what it's trying to hint here or if it's just a misunderstanding. There's a random pillow fight on Churchill Square, which was the International Pillow Fight Day. I have a video of that as well on Yeg Ventures. Edmonton Public Library celebrated the 100th anniversary, and there's some random weddings that happened around downtown. And my friend Ben finished studying in Canada and he was headed back home. Margaret Thatcher died, and so did Ralph Klein. I saw this here and I couldn't resist not taking the picture. Free parking here, ride express to downtown. None of those buses are express. And that's it for Throwback Thursday. I'll see you soon.